Failure is the greatest outcome. Without failure, you're not who you are today. You're not where you are today. Every single decision you've made, you have either failed or you made it because you failed. Without failure, you can't learn. Without failure, you can't succeed. And if you have the negative notion that if you try to do something and you might fail, so you don't want to try, just know you're holding yourself back. You should be aiming to try and fail because you want to learn. You want to learn how to get better. You want to learn how to navigate your passion, your life, your future. You have to fail. You have to learn. And I used to be like that. I did not want to even try. I mean, I always wanted to try, but I was always so scared that I would fail. Because, if I fail, what other path can I go down? But you shouldn't worry about that until you hit that wall. Now, you should be preparing yourself that if you do fail, that's okay. Hit the wall and pivot. If you run into a pole while walking, are you going to lay down there and cry for the rest of your life? No. You're going to hit that pole and that shit's going to hurt a little bit. But then you're going to learn to look up and watch for your surroundings. So failure is literally the greatest thing that could happen in your life. And I'm so excited to fail. I'm so excited to learn. I'm so excited to succeed because I failed. If you don't try, if you don't even want to put in the effort because you're too scared to fail, you are holding yourself back. You're holding yourself back. You should aim to fail. And not because you want to go down a bad path, but because failure lets you learn. Failure helps you succeed. And, everybody has failed and learned something. That's literally like school. You try doing this thing and you suck. So then you have to keep on trying and practicing, and then you get better at it, right? And it should seem like almost kind of basic knowledge, but I know that I even felt like I couldn't fail because I was so scared of the outcome. But as I'm growing older, that's literally what you want. You want to be able to learn from your mistakes. And I do have an example. I've probably thousands of examples, millions or whatever. But I had just recently gotten into an accident, okay? And that's a failure. I'm not even too sure what's damaged. I think my family will be able to fix it, but right now I still can't drive it. But it's not totaled or anything, right? But that failure, it's a lesson. I have to be more responsible, especially now. I have to be even more careful. I have to be, I'm learning from my mistakes. Be way more cautious than you think you need to be. And that's for my example. You shouldn't be walking around life like that, because if you're too scared to try and take that leap, right, then you're not going to get to your future. But after sometimes you fail, certain positions and areas in your life, you have to be cautious. It's like driving, and it's not like I didn't know that you have to be cautious, but now that happened to me, and today I had to pay because I got a ticket for it, so I had to pay that, and it's even more nailing me in the brain. Bro, you failed twice already, right? Don't let that happen again. You failed, so learn from it. And I gotta tell myself that every day. Every time you mess up, every time you fail, just pivot, get up, look at the lesson that came out of that interaction or situation. Open your perspective and think of it positively, because failure is positive. There's always two directions when you come into face with failure. Either succumb to it and almost feeding the negativity and feeding yourself negative thoughts and saying how maybe dumb you are or whatever, or you can hit that wall and pivot the other direction and say, okay, I failed, I did mess up, but now I know the lesson that came out of it, and I know how to be a better person, and my perspective has changed. Sometimes I do think and look at the super successful people, right? Because we're all on our phones, we all see the expensive lifestyles and everything, and you feel like you have to act perfect every single day and to get to there, because that's what it seems their life was like. But I guarantee, as you know, as long as they weren't like born rich, even if they were, right, like they all tried their hardest, they all failed, but they overcame it, and that's how they become successful, because they don't look at failure in a negative way. They use it as like a driver, use it as another push, more motivation to get the result you are striving for. And you know, I tell myself this every single day. I'm going to make sure to execute my day, do the things I need to do. If I fail during one of those parts of my day, you know, what can I do next day? Like, what can I do tomorrow to not let that happen again? Or what can I do from now on, right, that I won't be thinking that way or acting that way? So failure is the best thing that can happen in your life. Trust me. If you're struggling to accept it, try to just be open, because I'm telling you right now, it will save you from future hardships, because you failed now. And the human experience is always able to hit a wall and pivot. Hit a wall, pivot. You fail, now overcome it. Okay. See you guys tomorrow. That's my little chat for today. See you guys later, bro. Peace.